And there are other flashpoints, conflict points in this country. If you've been listening to the platform for a while, you know that we've been talking about these issues. And one group that we've been interested in and chatted to for a few times is the Stop Co-Governance movement, which is run by a guy called Julian Batchelor. And we kind of followed how the Free Speech Union had stopped them being cancelled from a publicly owned venue in Whangarei. And it would seem to me that Stop Co-Governance, and they're holding meetings trying to hold meetings all over the country. And then it emerged a week or two back that there was an organised opposition to them. And that in one instance, and I've got to say it was better handled by the police than things in Albert Park. At one meeting in, was it Orewa? We had a group of counter-protesters attending one of their meetings, and the police formed a line between them and actually stopped any violence going down. But it would seem that was only the beginning of what is now a concerted counter-campaign against the Stop Co-Governance movement. And I thought I'd get Julian Batchelor back on this morning to talk about what is happening. Julian, good to have you with us. Again, welcome back to the platform.
Hi, Sean. Thanks for having us.
All right. So what is going on? You, it seemed to me, were getting a fair few people along to your meetings. You'd won the battle in Whangarei for the venue there, but sounds like things have gone a bit pear-shaped, mate.
No, actually, things are taking off. Every time we get exposure on TV, it was on TV1, TV3, and it was on Prime News yesterday and Plus News, and then Heather Duplessis-Allen picked it up at 5 o'clock last night. Everything
better late than never, Julian?
Yeah, better late than never, mate. They always come in when it really gets really interesting, not just interesting. And anyway, so everything takes off. Book sales, bumper sticker sales, venues. We've just had 5 new venues pop up, and they're confirmed around the country. And so everything gets better when we get dished by the media. It's fantastic. We love it because
you say dished by the media. Are you saying that the mainstream media are actively trying to screw you over?
Yeah, Sean, I'd like to see the tongue in your cheek, Sean, because seriously, that's what they do. That's what they're paid to do. This is the $55 million public interest journalism fund at work, and they're paid to dish us. So you're saying you are getting a biased media trying to take down your movement? Absolutely. There's 100%. I've just read David Fisher in the Herald this morning, talking about it, and of course we know him to be a Pinocchio, and he is. Look what he says about one of the best books ever written on the Treaty of Waitangi in that article. I won't go into it now, but just see what he says about one of the books that we quote in my series. So David's really scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah. There is a group that's emerged too, Julian, called the Ayatira Liberation Movement or Front or something. And as I mentioned the other day, they seem to have a lot of vegetarians in them. Not that there's anything wrong with being a vegetarian. But they seem very organised in targeting the venues which you are going to and trying to get you cancelled from the venues, and in getting groups of people, I think Massey University student unions involved, getting people to turn up and kind of invade your meetings, right?
It seems that they have been, but you know what? They're basically just teenagers, mate, and they're having a crack. And we've said to them, hey, why don't you run your own meeting the week after ours, and we won't interrupt it. It's free speech. We say all power to you. You go and run a meeting saying what's good about co-governance, and and let's put it up on video and write a book so we can all see. But they don't do that because they don't have an argument.
Julian, the other thing, have you had venues cancel on you, though? I hear you have. Well, that's what... My problem is I'm reading this in mainstream media, Jen, so I can't say it's true, which is why I get you on to talk.
Okay, well, I'd like to give Ben my blog from yesterday, because we did an analysis of what that lady, Weiss, W-Y-S-S, from the council communicated.
Which council? From Hamilton?
About the cancelling.
Yeah.
No. This is Auckland Council.
Yeah.
The lady there who sent us the notice, she gave us 1 3/4 hours to come up with a plan 48 hours before our event. That event had been organised and advertised for 2 months, and 48 hours out, She says, you've got 1 3/4 hours to come up with a plan showing us your health and safety plan and your security plan.
Oh, they pulled the old health and safety switcheroo, which was first used by Massey University against Speak Up for Women, and Linda Clark, Labour's tame lawyer, I think, came up with that strategy, yeah.
That's it. But listen to this. Yesterday on Duplessis Allen, this lady White, she lied. Absolutely lied to Duplessis Allen about what was involved. She said, we work closely with the event organisers of people who hire our buildings. She did not do that with us. She notified us 48 hours, actually 24 hours out from the event, and gave us incredibly tight timelines to come up with anything. And we said,
you need to give Wayne Brown a ring, Julian.
No, we tried to get. I've got friends who are Wayne Brown's mates, and they try to get him, but they just can't. The guys just won't answer his phone.
Okay. So you have had an event cancelled in Auckland. You have had an event or a venue cancelled in Auckland.
It was last night. Free Speech Union, Jonathan Aileen's going to climb into it in the next few days, and he told us it's on their hit list. They're definitely going to go for this one because it's a big one. And Miss Weiss has been called out.
Okay, we'll try and get her on tomorrow. The other thing, Julian, I have talked to this group, the Ayatira Liberation League, or the People's Front of Palestine, or for Judea, or whatever. They're happy to come on tomorrow, and I thought it would be useful to let you and them, with me as a moderator, have a discussion about why they're trying to stop you holding your meetings. Would you be happy to do that?
Oh, absolutely. I'd climb into that. I'd love that opportunity.
Okay, I want people to be respectful to each other tomorrow. Trust me to direct the traffic.
I'm always respectful. You know that, Sean.
All right, look, let's tee that up. And I think that would be useful in a step forward. And maybe we get to a point where you can hold your meetings and they stay away. And if they want to hold their meetings, they can. Because that would seem to me to be the best free speech way to approach it, eh?
That's what we've been promoting. That's what we're asking them to do.
Julian, I wonder if you looked at the events in Albert Park on Saturday and, to be honest, particularly from the police, the pathetic response to that, and worried about the context in which your campaign is being run and the country in which we live.
Of course, it was a shambles, and it showed you just how Jacinda Ardern and her government had brought in a sewage pipe into New Zealand to destroy what we think is, what good people value, which is free speech, which is dignity, which is decorum, which is all of that's just gone. And, all of those protesters, the people who are anti-Posey Parker, they wouldn't be in this world unless they came through a straight man.
Yeah, well, yeah, I get you. All right, Julian, it's a date. We will tee this up today. We'll get the Ayatira Liberation or Libertarian or whatever it is movement, and we'll get you, and we'll have a discussion. We'll exercise our free speech together.
Come on. Good on you, Sean. Well done, mate.
Well, good on you, Julian. We'll talk tomorrow. That is Julian Batchelor, the spokesperson for Stop Co-Governance. So Ms. Weiss, sounds vaguely German, Weiss, doesn't it? Ms. Weiss from the council, 2-month booking, 48 hours beforehand. You've got to have a health and safety plan. We're cancelling you, bang. Sounds like someone was playing loose and fast. Now, here is, we've found something. Someone texted me, Ben Lawrence, sometimes you're brilliant without even knowing it. In fact, most of the time without even knowing it. Here's Lawrence's most famous moment, right? The day the lions roamed the streets. This story is from, when's the date on it? 2023, 29th of March,